Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Shikha. Welcome to our Wednesday webinar. Today we're having Shikha Uberoi, who is a member of Athletes All, but also a former professional tennis player. She will introduce herself in a minute. We're going to be talking about how you can cash in on your passion with Indie.com. And before that, just wanted to remind you, as usual, that we record our webinars and that they will be available on our website afterwards if you want to watch them. So make sure that you stay tuned for the recording. And if you have any questions throughout Shikha's presentation, feel free to ask your question in the chat box or in the Q&A. I will be monitoring them while she's talking and make sure that I ask her the questions, or I will let you ask your questions as well. So with that, we're going to get started straight away. Shikha, I'm passing it on to you. You can introduce yourself and tell us more about the app. Thank you.
Sure. All right. Thank you very much, Miriam. And thank you to everybody out there for taking the time. And everybody who's going to watch this after the fact as well. Hello, I'm Shikha Uberoi. I'm a former professional tennis player. I represented India on the WTA tour for about a decade. I retired. And that's also a very interesting word, as we know in the Athlete Soul community. But I retired and went to finish my undergraduate degree at Princeton University and got into entrepreneurship in a very aggressive and a happy, exciting type of a way. I got into the content and television industry, and then now I am the president of Indie Individuals Incorporated. Indie, as we like to call it, is a platform that enables monetization for every individual. Indie has two verticals, and one that is very important for you to focus on is our app. We have an app that has come out. It's about, I would say, just a couple months old and doing extremely well. We're ranked top 10. I know it's important for us athletes. We're ranked top 10 in the business section of the app. So it's really taken off. And we're really growing our user base, or basically our people who are downloading our app are enjoying it, loving it, and monetizing it. The key to know is that I joined the company because I really wanted to take care of us, of our group, our community, athletes. Aspiring athletes, current athletes, and especially retired athletes who are transitioning. I found that to be one of the most painful experiences, I guess you could say, from leaving literally an identity that you have and trying to find a new one and grasping at straws, or thin air to figure out what you want to do next. I had so much excitement with building this app because I had that phase of an athlete's career in mind so much, right? Or with that, I also wish that I had an app like this when I was competing so I could make extra money, I could make more money. So I want you all, if you have the app downloaded, it would be great if we could work on it together and I could show you how to best utilize the app so you could make more money. The thing that's out there is that there's a lot of money out there and athletes are leaving it on the table. Like, athletes don't realize how much money they're leaving on the table. And this app is a tool to help you grab that and take it and help yourself feel valued for what you've put your sweat and tears and emotions on the court or the field, whatever it is, and carry that into the next chapter of your life. So without further ado, I'm going to take us through the app, and I'm going to use the screen here because this might be a little bit easier for me to navigate. Going forward in the next webinars, I'll do more of a screen share so you could see what's happening on my app. But when you download the app, if we can all do that together right now, I can give us a minute just to get the app. It's Indie, I-N-D-I, in both the stores. If you're having a little trouble finding it, you can type in Indie, I-N-D-I, and then you can start typing cash, because it's cash in on your passion. That is the tagline of the company for a very specific reason. We want everybody and every individual that has hobbies, expertise, skill sets, and passions to be able to monetize from that, from their own individuality. All right. So once you've downloaded the app, you're going to see several screens that will show you images of what there is to do in this app. There are 5 main features. There is cashback, okay, which is a very simple concept that you shop and you earn. Okay, so that's step 1. That's very easy and basic. The second feature is where you can recommend products that you use on the court or on the field that you really love and enjoy. And you can do that in 2 ways. You can tag those products in your content, or you can just grab the links for those products and share them into social media by text message, on email, on your business cards, whatever you want. The third, fourth, and fifth is where we and our relationship as athletes really come into play here. The third, fourth, and fifth are around content monetization. The third feature is where you can create video content and charge for it. So you know specific footwork drills, you know specific technique that nobody else in the world does. Those are your trade secrets, if you will. Those are years of you putting your time and effort and money into learning them. And now you want to share them with the world. And there should be a value associated with that. Charge $10, $1, $100, whatever it is. But you have an opportunity to charge for your expertise in a video that you create. That's number 3. And that's really where I think athletes can begin in the app right away. With number 3, you can also tag the products that are in your content or the ones that you really recommend, or the products that you love and recommend, because that's 2 ways of earning then. Because if I'm doing a tennis video, because tennis is my sport, I'm going to tag Babolat rackets and Nike shoes and some hydration that I used to use, and things like that can go alongside my video. And as I share them out into the world, I will earn extra commissions as well every time somebody buys from my product links. The fourth feature is around, and I don't know if you all get this much, but it's where when like parents or students reach out to you and they're just like, hey, my son's missing his forehand in the net and he lost this tournament because he kept missing it in the net. I'm going to show you a film of his forehand. Could you please correct it? Right? And that happens to me a lot. Ways of people reaching out and trying to get some help without having a full lesson because of COVID or because we're just in different geographies. And so I got really excited about this particular feature because this is where I can charge for my time, right? And say, sure, I'm happy to review the video and I'd like $1 for it or $10 for it or whatever it is that I want to charge for. And in my response, I would respond back with a video saying, this is what your son needs to do. He's not stepping in through the shot. He's not, his racket face is too close at point of contact, and share that back. I think this is a really important feature for us athletes, especially if we've retired and have left this knowledge capital behind and not exactly too sure what to do with it. It's also a lot easier to do this out of the sun. When you've kind of been in the sun most of your life and want to be a little bit more enjoying in the AC these days, you could get the same benefit without having to go out in the sun and sweat too much. So I think that's a nice little perk there as well. And the final feature is where you are able to give inspirational messages to your fans, your followers, to students, to people who want to feel something connected with you, who want a birthday wish or a good luck for the tournament that they're about to go play. And again, that's something you charge for. All of these features is all about you. You are in control here. You set the terms, you set the times that you want to do this, you set the prices. All of this is about you and your entrepreneurial journey. It's about empowering micro-entrepreneurship and everybody, because you don't have to have an MBA to be an entrepreneur. You can do this right now. You have the knowledge and you have the skill sets and you worked so hard to be who you are and monetize from it. The one thing that I left out, which is really fun and really important, is that there's this halo effect with everything happening in the app. The halo effect is every time you share your app link to your friends, family, followers, and they download the app from your link, you will earn $20. for people downloading the app. You will also earn a commission of the earnings that your followers, friends, family earned when they came onto the app. Now, you're not earning from taking away from them. Indie is giving a portion of their earnings to you for having other people succeed on the app. We want everybody to succeed. So I hope you see the full circle effect that the company is doing to empower everybody to monetize more. Okay, so I'm going to now open the app and show you how the dashboard looks. So remember to think about this as a tool. This is an app that's a tool to help you make more money. So when you open the app, you are going to, if you see my screen, you're going to see a more full experience here because I've already started to make some money. See, I've already made $21, and that shows up here in my earnings. And as I scroll down, you can see all my videos that I have made, the content and the products that I've tagged. All that goes around in this section below. What you want to be doing, though, more than what you will be generating as a result of populating and going through the steps of this dashboard is something that we call a store link. A store link is where everything populates, right? And we're calling this, and you'll see in the app, it says share store or view store. You're going to hit view store, and you're going to go to your Indie store. Your Indie store is effectively your profile, right? It's effectively your channel where you have all the products you love and recommend there, so people can shop directly from your store. You have all your videos, so people can buy from you, the videos that you've made and you've charged for. And you also have the option for people to click on, hey, I want a shout out from you, or I want that inspirational message from you, where they can buy that from you. There are two buttons where they can buy those features from you. Or a check it, the one where the parents send me their children's forehands or backhands that are going in the net or out. They can do that as well right there. So everything happens from your store. This is an example of the store on my page. Now, I've done an intro video, which I highly recommend you do as well. And as you scroll down, you'll see the features of your on-demand video, your shopping, shout-out requests, check-it requests. These are where people reach out to you for interactive two-way videos with you. This store link that you have, so mine is app.indie.com/Shikha Uberoi. I will take that link and post it onto my social media, put it into my bio on my Instagram, so people know where they can engage with me. It's where they can shop from me. Because now I have my very own store, right? This is my very own platform for me to monetize from. It's not just a place where people can simply kind of view content. They can, of course, they definitely can do that. But this is the place to make money. I really want to promote who I am, monetize from my skill sets. I'm promoting this link. Come join me here and see and buy from me here. So the way to do that in a not so salesy way is also very important, right? Each of the features, each of the things that you create in your dashboard and as they materialize onto your store page, you can take each of those particular links and share them out onto social, right? And share them out into the world if you want to do that and break it down. You can do that by product as well. So let's say sometimes you just want to grab a pair of Nike shoes product links, right? That's your particular tracking link for the Nike shoes that you always wore and you love. You can take that product link to from Nike and share that out into social media directly from the app as well. There are so many ways to use this tool. You can use this in a full-fledged way and fully build out your store page and, build out every single feature, or just use maybe the e-commerce features if you want, or just use the video on demand features where you're just creating great instructional content and charging for it so people buy it from you. Or simply tell everybody that they can engage with you for shout-outs and check-its, right? These are the features where there's the two-way back and forth video experiences that you can have. So if you're doing this in real time with me right now, you will download the app and you will follow the steps to upload your profile image as normal, creative piece of video, like an intro video, which I highly recommend you do when you have a chance to introduce yourself to the world and say, this is who I am. Reach out to me for instructional advice. Watch my videos for tennis and footwork drills. And definitely look at my store to shop for the products I love and recommend, right? You could say it just like that, or you could say it more subtly, or even more loud, however you want to promote yourself. We at Indie have the firm belief that every individual has the ability to be the next brand, to be their own brand, no matter how big or how small they want to be. It could be the tiniest community that you're a part of, or you could be a superstar at the level of Beyonce, right? Whatever your aspirations are, this is the app to help get you there. You will see the journey of how the app flows. It moves consumers into becoming creators. And some people, because they haven't been athletes like you, start at the lower end of that spectrum as they begin. But the beauty with being an athlete and a skilled professional is that you start right at the top. And this is an app that recognizes the hard work that you've put in, and you start and you get a head start and you cut straight to the front of the line, because you can get straight into monetizing from all of the features, because you are somebody. You do have a voice. You are seen. You have a skill set, and people do care about what you have to say. So I hope that empowers you to get excited about the app and start thinking about how you can express your entrepreneurial muscles and really start leveraging what you've done. I haven't really seen too many apps out there that really value the time and effort athletes put in and say, here, you can do something with that, right? Even when you're finished and you're retired, or side by side to your career. Here's an app that helps you monetize yourself even more and sitting in a little bit of AC. We don't have to be slogging too much, right? On the court and trading too hard. You could just take a beat and make some extra cash here. So I'll pause here in case there are any questions. Miriam, if you have any questions also, I'm going to listen in on them now, and hopefully I can answer them.
See me? Perfect. So we don't have any question at this point. I do have questions for you though, because I like what you mentioned about having your own store. So with that, you can link, basically, if you already have a website as an athlete, you can link the store to your website, or you can use that link into social media. Is that right?
Correct. So if you have a website, if you're an athlete that has a website, definitely link the store into your website as well, so people are directed and can and go there and shop from that. So if their people are coming to your website and you want them to be able to purchase, use this as a widget, right? Like an added widget on your website. So it's a tool. I'm going to keep saying that over and over again. It's not important to us that, we have all these people sticking around in our app. That's not what the app is for. It's a tool. Use it, take it, and move on. Use it to monetize and move on. It's very much designed like that for you. Instagram, Facebook, they're big. We're not trying to compete with them. We just want you to use them better. So yeah.
And I guess the benefit is that you can have your own website, include this in the website, so you don't have to find something that has store capabilities and tracking behind it as well. You guys offer that.
You hit the nail on the head. That's exactly right. So the founders of the company are e-commerce veterans, right? They're also athletes, but e-commerce is like the name of their game. And so what we've done here is we've said everybody can have a store of products they use and love, like authentically, right? You could have been an athlete sponsored by Nike or Adidas. You can have all of those products that they have in your store without holding any inventory in your house. That's the thing. Like, stores today, you have to hold, if you build your own store and you build your own line and all that, you really hold a lot of inventory, right, in your own home. And it's like you have to sell it. There's a lot of pressure. Here you can sell a world of products and earn commissions off of them. The app is very clear, telling you how much commission you're going to earn per product. When you tag products, those products tell you you're going to earn 8% or 10% from this sale. If you can't find the product because we don't have it in the app, you can tag the entire retailer. So let's say there's a particular pair of Nike sweatpants that you just love, and they're not in there because they're no longer there, or they just don't happen to be in the app. Tag the homepage link, that is Nike.com. Any product that your fans, followers, friends buy from that link, you'll earn a commission. So there's a way that you're covered with every single product, and you tag them and they reflect on your store so people can buy them a month from now, even if your post is old and they're 2 months from now or 10 months from now, whenever you want. You will forever be earning with your store.
And tell us a little bit about pricing, because I think that's something that often people are a little bit unsure when it comes to influencer marketing, right? It's like, where do I start? What cost do I set for my video content, instructional video? So how do you set your pricing? Give us some example and maybe some data on what you guys have done already.
Sure. Very good question. So the first thing is, don't be scared to set a price. Like that's the first thing. And I think I've noticed that it actually does change by gender. Women do have a little bit harder time setting a price for video content or shout it's a little bit for free, kind of a thing. No, it's okay. It's your time. Charge for it, right? It also depends on the length of the video, Miriam. So if you're making a video that is an instructional video and it's only a minute long, that has to be a factor in weighing how much you want to charge. People would be expecting a longer video for the higher the price goes. There is that mental component. Mm-hmm. Now, if there are some serious golden nuggets in your 1 minute video and it's super high quality and you spent a lot, let's say, to make it, you don't have to do that, but let's say you did, it's worth it to charge what you want to charge, but do expect that you will have to promote it, right? You will have to be a little bit more aggressive about it. Like, get it out there and share it on your social and share it with your friends and family and text message. I made this video, check it out. It's $5, $10, $100, whatever you really want to charge. Now, would I recommend charging $100 for a 60-second video? Probably not. That's not what it is, right? You have to think about movie tickets. How much is a movie ticket? When you watch things on Vimeo that have a fee to them, they're usually a couple bucks, right? What we're noticing is that even for a 10-minute video instruction, there is a range that is usually around under $10 that those videos are. But if it's a full workout that you're giving somebody for 10 minutes and it's out there and it's a series, I would consider to do that more as a group lesson type of price. So in a group lesson, let's say you're doing a group lesson of fitness, and it's an hour session and there's about 4 people in there and they're each paying $20, or if it's a half an hour session and they're paying $15. Do the math to kind of figure out, all right, this is something that's more group oriented. Let me charge around that $10, $15 type of range for a 10-minute full workout. These are the kind of things that you want to think about context with industries out there. What we're doing right now as we're watching and learning is we're seeing the microeconomics kind of start to appear, because it is a virtual economy, if you will. It's a video marketplace. What are the terms? What are the numbers? What's too much? What's too little? And in what context? So as we learn, we're going to share more, but we need you to participate and get going in there so we can learn, right? And see what's a good number, what's a good average number per video.
And perhaps the difference too is if you have a video, like you said, there's the group class and the individual class. The group video will be perhaps a little bit cheaper than if you're giving someone individualized feedback on their work. Right?
That's a good point. So the videos, for the Know It videos that you make your video on demand, that's the one I was just talking about. If we want to start estimating good prices for when people say, hey, can you personally customize a review for my video? That's what we're calling Check It, where you're doing a video review, right? Somebody asks you, this is my son's forehand. What is he doing wrong in his forehand technique? That's me taking my time to give back a 1-minute response. So I've got a 1-minute response only. Now, I'm going to be charging, I've put $10. Personally, I've put $10 for that, for me. Because that's what I value my expertise at. And that is the type and highest level of commitment I'm going to give back for that video. The best part about Indie, though, is that people can also bid. They can tell you, look, I can't pay those $10, Shikha. I can pay 2. It's a really small request. Can we just do it more often than not? I'm gonna be like, sure, of course, right? Like I'll get it done for you, not a problem. Now, the other side can happen also is that let's say I'm getting really famous in the app and like, and you know, everybody wants to ask me all these questions or they want to get me, you know, get inspirational messages from me. And I'm still charging, you know, I'll say I bumped up my price to $20 now for like, oh, you need an inspirational quote for me for like, you know, this, because I'm so famous now, right? What happens is that people have an opportunity to say, Shikha, I'm going to pay you $50 because my daughter's match is tomorrow and she really needs a good luck wish from you. You know, I need to cut to the front of the line. So they could also pay me $50 and I'd be like, sure, you know, quickly, I'll grab that one and do that. So there is a forgiveness if you haven't really guessed the right price for yourself just yet. And what I'm saying with all this is like, listen to feedback. Listen to what people are asking for. If they're telling you, you know, this is a little too high, a little too often, you might want to lower your prices then as a result. So the app kind of teaches you as well as you grow into it. I hope that answered your questions.
And you can try a different level and see what bites the best as well.
Exactly.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the tracking capabilities now? Because we talked about using those links and being able to track where your customers are buying. Tell us a little bit more of that, because it's a really important feature for the athletes to be able to understand their brand and then market it better. So tell me more about how that works.
Very good, very good. So this is the feature that we call Love It, but it's basically where you're tagging products, referring them out into the world. And when I say tagging, I mean that because you can tag them in the content you already own or use the camera in the app to create content about this great earrings or this blazer or the Nike shoes I'm wearing right now, right? You can create content around it and tag the products that are in your content. Or just grab the link of the Nike shoes and share that into the world without any content. In both ways, we're able to track who has bought from you. Mm-hmm. And then when they do purchase from you, so let's say my friend, my follower, let's say bought my Nike shoes from my link, we're able to say, cool, there's that 5% commission that Shikha earns, and Indie puts that right back into your dashboard, into your account. And you will see that, and I'm going to open it, in your pending earnings, right? You want to see that in your pending earnings, and it moves into your available earnings after the return window closes. So you see you got that money, and if that person doesn't return those shoes, you will get that money into your available earnings. So this is how we track all the e-commerce sales. The return windows depend on the retailer. They're usually 30 days, sometimes they're 60 days, but there's usually a 30-day, you know, return window. Once you hit a threshold of $25, you're able to check out and cash out and start getting money into your PayPal.
Got it. And so the tracking system is mostly linked to the e-commerce capabilities, right, of the app.
Right, because the other features, that's direct cash coming right into you. So as soon as you accept a video shout out request or a check it request, or like basically a lesson that you're giving somebody, that money goes straight into your account. It goes straight, and you'll see it right into your pending dashboard. So it's almost like a wallet, and you're seeing those in real time. The only features that have the delay are the retail ones, the cashback ones, and the commission referral ones, because we need to wait for the 30-day window to close.
Perfect, because I was going to ask you how the payment actually works. So you guys use PayPal or direct payment into your bank account? How does the payment process goes? And is it something that happens on a monthly basis, on a quarterly basis, or it happens instantly every time there's a payment?
Very good question. So you'll sign in. When you sign in, you type in your PayPal email ID, so it's in. So now we have it. Now, as you're earning money, it goes into your available money. When things are pending, because they need to, you have to wait for the 30-day window, they sit in the pending section. As soon as you hit $25 once, you can check out anytime, and you would hit checkout, right? Like, pay me, I want to get paid. And we would deposit funds into your PayPal account. And then as you keep earning and as you keep earning, you can press checkout anytime you want. After you earn another $1 or $100 or $200, you press checkout anytime you want right in the app, and then we pay you. So it's all very transparent. You see all of that happening kind of in real time as you want it. So as soon as you see a sale happen, as soon as you see somebody's bought something, it goes in. When I say as soon as, it can take a couple hours or 12 hours to give us a little bit of that window as we speed up our timing to make sure that you're seeing the funds that you've got, you know, in your dashboard. But it's getting to be pretty instantaneous. So we're very excited about that.
It seems that you guys are sort of a new version of an eBay store with more capabilities.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of in an old-fashioned way of translating it.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the success stories maybe that you guys have had, of some of the key accounts that have done well so far, just so that we get a better understanding of, you know,
what's happening,
of what it could be?
So we've got a user actually just came on yesterday. She's a young, I think maybe 15 or 16 years old, also an aspiring athlete. You know, she's playing on her softball team. And she did something really sweet. What she did was she tagged her favorite Adidas shoes and I think a jersey from one of the jersey retailers, and said, you know, these are my favorite products. I'm trying to raise money for my softball team, right? And she's a softball player. And, you know, it was the sweetest thing because she knows that there's going to be incremental money coming in for her from those sales. And she's promoting that as a charity type of a experience for her. So she's going to take her earnings and give them to her softball team, right? And I found that so touching, right? And it was so sweet. So I count that as a success story because that was very innovative. It was an innovative way of using one particular feature. So that's one. But in terms of like success stories, in terms of monetization, we've had users who didn't even realize that like the money, because we just added this pending earnings, right? So people can see that it's coming in and then it's going to be available after those 30 days. So we've had users who literally shared about 4 or 5 links just casually, like, and then kind of forgot about it because they're just tagged a few things like, let me see how this app works. This is a new app. What is this? Cool concept. Okay, let me check it out. Tagged a few links, shared it out a couple times, then forgot about it, and then came back the 30 days later. And they had like over $100 in earnings without trying. It is so passive. When I keep saying like, hey, you could sit in AC and get paid, that's what I mean. Like you literally don't have to try. Like there's no caloric output here. You just sit here and you just tag things and you just let them go. And he wasn't somebody very famous, right? He was just somebody who's just like, okay, let me just put a few links out and just see this. But people actually buy from each other, Miriam. They are influenced by peer-to-peer sales from people they know, right? Like if I'm talking about tennis rackets, people are going to trust what I'm talking about because I've been a tennis player. But I don't have to have been somebody very important. What I'm trying to say is that if people in your own world know that you're a really good baker, let's just say, like you make the best cakes, and you're recommending a particular spatula, they know that because they've been to your house and they've had those cakes. Even if you're not that famous, you don't have thousands of followers or anything, it's not about being an influencer. It's about being a real person that can actually influence other people because of being authentic. Like they're authentic to who they are. So that all of that came together in this example for us, which was so exciting because this person forgot about it, just let it go. And he's like, whoa, I just like made this money. What if I had tried harder, right? So it's that simple. We're looking forward to seeing more intent in the videos that are charging for. I'll be very honest, I'm like excited about seeing those come up. When you have an intentionality for a video that you want to record and charge for, I have a feeling that's going to do really well with people who have moved into instructional careers, like be it tutoring math, or you've been an athlete and now you're coaching and you have these trade secrets that you want to give out and get paid for. So I'm looking forward to success stories in the video on demand feature in particular.
And I think for athletes, there are two elements. Obviously, you have specific knowledge in your sport that you can share with youth athlete, younger athlete in your sport. But also, you were talking about the stories from the softball player, and I think athletes have really inspiring messages in the sense of they're not they're not just using the app to gain some income. It's really to support their career as athlete. And so if you're preparing for the Olympics and this is going to help you on your journey, or like the little girl, you know, she's raising money for the team or for the equipment for the team, you can have a very clear message to people on how you're using the app for. So I think that's really differentiate you from other individual just telling, you know, about their passion and knowledge.
Yes. I do want to speak to that just for a second, because as somebody who competed professionally and had brand endorsements and, you know, represented a country with 1.3 billion people, I so wish I had an app like this. And I'll tell you why. Because I had representation, and they're supposed to go and get you deals, right? They're supposed to go and say, yes, you know, get your Babolat contract and let's get some more for it. And my sister and I were the only two players that used the yellow Nadal racket in India. You know, you guys remember when Nadal came out with his yellow racket? Now he just won the French Open, so it's a relevant conversation. When he had the arrow drive, right? That was the new racket. We switched over from the blue to the yellow because we liked it and we wanted to help promote it. And we were two big players in India at that time, or up and coming players in India at that time. If I had an app like this, where I would have tagged those yellow Babolat rackets onto my social handles, I cannot tell you, I know I would have moved so much product. Like I would have helped so many of those Babolat yellow rackets to have been sold, that I would have taken the data from my dashboard and said, look at how many Babolat rackets I'm selling every day. I want a bigger contract from Babolat, right? And
Correct.
So that's what I mean by even current athletes or who have endorsements or who want to get endorsements, you are earning anyway from the sales of the products you recommend or you represent. Take that data back to your agencies or get an agent or go speak to the brand that you want and say, look, you need to sponsor me, right? This is what I mean by there's every level of types of empowerment that happen in this app. And again, like how much I thought about this as we were building this. I'm like, oh, I wish I had this, you know, when I was competing. So if you're an athlete out there competing right now, get the app and get started so you can make some more.
And do it as early as possible, because you're building up this brand and this knowledge of the product that you're supporting, selling, and what people want from you, so that eventually when you make it big or as you move on through your career, you can go to different agents and use this as a negotiating tool so that you have more power when you go to those conversations. So I think the earlier you can do that, the easier. Is there an age limit to sign up for the app?
No, there's no age restriction. So you can use this at any time. Like the young girl was like 15 or so. No, we don't have that. I think just in terms of what is legal and you need parental consent, I think there is an age for
13.
that. 13. So
Yeah.
That's we don't have. We're an app that's a tool, right? So there's not a way for a young person to kind of see content they're not supposed to, kind of a thing. It's you're just seeing a dashboard and you build your own store and then you take it to promote it out into the world. So that's why we're pretty safe like that.
Okay. Shikha, do you think that you can put together some sort of presentation or video where we can see each of the options in the app, how to set it up, but also what are the best practices in each one of them, so that we can support all of our other members know how to set it up and make the most out of it?
Let's do that. And I make a nice video with the flow so you can see that with best tips in there. And next time we do this also, we'll get a better screen share so you could see, you know, a live demo of it also, if everybody, you know, is trying to do this in real time right now too. But we could definitely circulate a video for everybody in the community.
And can any of our athletes and former athletes reach out to you if they have any question about the app on how to set it up, or even if they want to do something like this for their own team, so they can learn more about the product?
Absolutely. What I'm doing now for the next several months is literally one-on-one sessions, hand-holding athletes.
Perfect.
That's what I'm doing. So you can give my personal email ID out, like, you know, and let's do this, because I want to watch and learn from the people that I care them a lot about. I was going to say the most. I care about a lot of people, but you know, that I really have a vision for this app, right? And what I've brought to the company. So for me to have that one-on-one experience to say, where are you getting stuck? Or what do you love about this? And here's an extra tip, you know, I would love to do that. So we can have one-on-one sessions anytime.
Perfect. So we'll encourage everybody to reach out to you. I have one more question, mostly because where we come from, the two of us, how does it work internationally? Can we have athletes from other countries? How do they get commission? Is it still going through PayPal? Is it relevant? Does it link to product overseas? Can you tell us a bit more?
Yeah, good question. So what we need to do, so we're launching in India towards the end of the year, let's say that. We're deciding if it's early next year or the end of this year. And then we're moving into Latin America at some point in the summer, let's say, of next year. Unfortunately, the app's not going to be working in Europe right now. Because, you know, we need to set up things like payments and tracking capabilities. So we have to build out these apps per European or per country, basically.
And I was going to ask you on that. But if I'm an athlete in Europe and I download the app and I tag products in America or from Nike.com, does it still work if I have a PayPal account?
Good question. So if you're an athlete that was in the US and downloaded the app in the US and created your account and then went back to Europe, you'll still be earning.
But it's based on where you are at when you download the app.
Right, because right now you can only download it if you're in the US today.
Right.
Very soon India and very soon Mexico. And then we're going to start opening up into Europe very soon. But if you're in the US, you can download the app, and then if you need to travel, you know, you'll at least have the app on your phone, and they'll start accruing as people buy from your posts. Yeah.
Perfect. You'll keep us updated when things open up in other countries, so we can push that out as well.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, I'm very excited about that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I have run out of questions. We don't have any additional. I'll wait for 2 seconds. So we're gonna share with our participant your contact information so they can reach out directly.
Yes.
And then we'll send out as well a presentation that shows every single step in the app on how to set it up, but also what are the best practices.
Right.
And then, can you tell us one more time where to download the app?
Sure.
So that people can start using it, and then
I'm going to stand on my tippy toes to see if you can see my shirt. Indie, INDI is the name of the company. INDI is the name of the app, Indie, and you can get it in both the Apple Store, the Apple Store, the iOS Store, and then the Google Play Store. So they're in both stores. They're ranked pretty high in the business section, so it's not hard to miss. But if you type in Indie and look for the icon that has all the multiple colors. We want the whole world and everybody in all colors to be enjoying the app and monetizing from it. So it's the app with all the colors on it.
Perfect. All right. Well, Shikha, thank you so much. We'll follow up with more information for everybody. Thank you to all of you guys that joined us today. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll keep sharing more information about Indie. Thank you, Shikha.
Thank you, Miriam. Thank you, everybody. Talk soon.
All right. Bye.